and the guy proposed to her, and she left him after he proposed to her because she didn't like the way he proposed that. Because he proposed in the car, and
she said no.
Like it wasn't. Yeah, she left him after. Like they were in the car on the way home, and she packed her stuff. And like they were arguing, and because she was like, he didn't even be romantic. She was like, it's a nice ring, but you wasn't even romantic. You didn't think it out. You just be in the car driving.
I think that's superficial. I think she's super superficial for that. Like only superficial people care about the technique or the, you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to be superficial, then you know what I mean, you're gonna care more about that. But if this nigga wants to spend the rest of his life with you, and you see the dating or the marriage climate,
been together for 10 years.
Yeah, like that's
but wild. It don't make sense because you stayed with him for 10 years. So
exactly.
She was like, I wanted this 5 years ago.
She married.
Like, I didn't know you well enough or feel comfortable.
She was gonna marry him off of. At that point, I don't even think it was love. I think she was just gonna marry him after like all that time. Like, yeah. But you got to do it like this. And it's like, yo, you can't do it like that's unrealistic. Like, that's unrealistic. Yo, you got to understand that in 10 years, you saw that what type of man you were dealing with. In 10 years, you know that he's not the...
are not romantic. I do understand what she's saying because nobody... I mean, I wouldn't have said no, though, if I was still with you for 10 years. Because she complaining that y'all was together for... But I don't think it's superficial because she wasn't focused about the ring. She's like...
It was the technique.
That's thought. She talked about the thought. Like when they say the thought that counts, like you didn't put no effort into
that's superficial.
It.
If you leave the effort is the superficial because it's not necessary.
I think that's kind of extra.
It's not necessary, but you would. Like that's just like if you want to have sex with your woman or whatever, and then she's like, "Come on, take your dick out, like let's just get it over with or whatever." Like you just saying it because you know that's what I want to do, and you're not gonna. It's not gonna be.
But we know.
The same way. You're still gonna do it. But you're gonna be like, damn, you gonna feel some type of way. Like I gotta.
Most men know though.
I'm not gonna do it. My dick will not get hard for a female that just like, oh, come on, just do it.
I'm trying to compare it to something like
most men know.
But I think she overreacted because
most men know that a woman is having sex as a chore
together
most of the time.
No, but I'm saying if she actually said it like that, like, oh, I'm just doing this for you, like, and she made it clear, like, this is what, and that's how. Then that's what he was saying too, like, he wanted to get married.
Now she my girl.
So I'm gonna propose. So I propose. Like, why do it matter or whatever? Like, he wasn't even trying to understand like what she was saying, and it is just like I kind of would feel some, because I would want you to put some thought into it, like at least take me out to eat or something. But I wouldn't have left him, like I said, because they were together for 10 years. And then she kept saying, like, oh, you wait till 10 years and now you want to propose, like, or whatever. And it's like, but you stayed with him for 10 years. So if you wanted that earlier on and he didn't give you that, and apparently y'all had a conversation about it, then why would you stay? What were you expecting? You was just gonna... What were you doing? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I wouldn't have stayed with him all that time just to turn down a proposal. I might have said, like, you know, like that you didn't put no thought into it. Like, yeah, I love you. I'm gonna marry you. I've been with you this all this time. But like,
that shows that you're not superficial though. I feel like the opposite of.
I think what she did is worrying about the ring and saying like, "Oh, this ring's too little" or something like that. She's not talking about.
That's vanity. That's not superficial.
That is superficial.
Superficial is different from vanity. Vanity is things. Superficial is.
Superficial is things.
It could be things, but it's not always things. Vanity is definitely things. Superficial is like it's just a fake. Like, yeah. I like this, but I don't really like that's being superficial and shit. Or you should appreciate it more. That's superficial. What you should appreciate, and she didn't appreciate that. That's why I said she was superficial, because she didn't appreciate. She wanted to get married and she loved the nigga, but she didn't appreciate his technique.
I think she was already.
She don't got humility.
Because she went home literally right after because they were in the car, and she packed her stuff. Like, so that sounds like you was already going to leave. Like, you
but see, like my thing is if somebody proposed to you, however they do it, This is just what I'm thinking.
Well, I would say to that before you go into that.
But let me say this first. Let me say this first, because we're not talking about some guys.
Let me just say
but
one
let
thing.
me make this one
but
point.
I'm saying some guys will propose to you, and you'll stay married. Wait, let me just say.
But hold on, because I have to make this point first.
You can have an issue, or y'all just had an argument or something, and you're trying to make it up to her, or whatever. Aside of that,
because I'm not even talking about making something up to somebody. I'm not talking about that.
10 years.
Because I know people do that. That's moving the post.
I know people.
What I'm saying is,
have been engaged forever. And
if you try to marry somebody, regardless of the conditions,
I think you should have a time.
You trying to marry somebody, they shouldn't give a fuck where the fuck you propose to them at. That's just my personal opinion. I don't give a fuck what the other dynamics of it is.
If they do, what are they?
What do you mean?
If they care, what are they? What type of people are they? How would you describe those type of people that care about how you get married or how you don't get married?
Just like,
because there has to be a
just
word
like
for it.
She's just worried about
it's not. It might not.
Because
but
when you tell this story,
not really ungrateful.
Story, like,
not really ungrateful.
They're gonna ask.
Not necessarily superficial. Not necessarily materialistic. Not necessarily any of those things, but probably a combination of all those things. It depends on that person's attitude individually, because everybody could turn down a proposal for whatever reason. If they're turning down a proposal because, like what she was trying to say, if you're just doing it just to shut them up, that type of deal, and then you just did it just off the humble
you're not gonna shut them up if you just
right. But this is what
I'm
saying. Different. If you don't want to get married, then don't get married. I'm all about transparency and shit. You know what I mean? And that fucks me over sometimes with chicks, because I'm honest. Yeah, I cheated. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did whatever. I'm an adult. I made mistakes. You know what I mean? But if I don't want to get married, you're not pressuring me to get married. So that's out. So I'm talking about me. So I'm not talking about all of that.
This is general.
We can make it general, but I'm talking about for my general, how I feel, my general is from my anecdotal experience. So my general is like, the people that be around me, they don't fuck around like that.
Even said that.
I'm not, but I'm me personally.
So we're talking about
what we're talking about right now. It don't matter where somebody proposed to you. Is my point. That's my point. All that other stuff is semantics to me, because it's just basically saying, okay, well, what if they're just doing it to shut them up? I'm not even talking about that. We just talking about she denied the nigga because he proposed to her in a car. I think that's what it was. So I'm saying the nigga cared about you, he loved you, he wanted to spend the rest of his life with you. He decided that he wanted to propose to you. At that moment, he's like, now's the time. I just gotta do it. I gotta say it. And maybe it could have been a better place. Maybe it could have been more romantic or whatever, but did these discussions ever happen? I think when we do propose to a woman, a lot of times from a guy's perspective, it's impulsive. It's not really a lot like well thought out like they want.
You should have conversation if it matters.
If you want
to the woman
to spend,
because
we have to make that. We have to make that decision.
Yeah, we have those discussions.
100%. She was fed up.
She
was like, if he don't get it right, it's over. And then she proved that by packing up her shit and leaving.
Yeah, if you want to get married and you're having those discussions, I think, and the woman wants it to be special and heartfelt and all that, her family and friends involved. Some people do that. They get engaged more than once, like privately, and then they have an engagement with their friends and their family involved.
That's the dude
and stuff. Yeah, but they did it because they had a conversation, or they assumed, or they just know women are
and
romantic,
that's why I be saying,
and they like gestures like that, and that makes it more special.
Men have to be transparent.
That gesture is more important than a ring and all of that, because it's showing that you put some thought. So anybody could just buy a ring and just
absolutely.
And
I agree with that point, and I know it means more to y'all.
And then even his response when he was, even though I think she was extra, because it's like, why did you stay with him all this time if you were unhappy and he didn't, and you feel like 10 years was
because maybe he did do what you were saying. Maybe he did just do it just to shut her up.
Yeah,
or some
and that's
shit
what I'm
like
saying.
That.
We don't have context.
We don't have context, but that's what I'm saying. I'm only going off of what was brought to my attention. Dude proposed to her in the car. I don't care about any other element other than that. Dude proposed to a girl in the car. She left him. That's the only thing that matters to me in this decision. It doesn't even matter about all the other stuff because it's a variety of different things that it could possibly be.
Worried about like because you're gonna have this conversation if you do go decide to get married. You're gonna say, oh, we're engaged. You're gonna have the wedding. You're gonna invite people. Then they're gonna ask you what happened. How did he do it? How did he? And then she go because people care more about what people think,
and that's the superficial side.
That's
the superficial
that's
side.
Not
of that.
superficial.
Or the female echo chamber.
Because people care about caring about what other people think is superficial.
But is that people that's talking about this particular topic that we're talking about? Is that people or is that women that are having that conversation? How did he do it?
I mean, women are people.
But a nigga's gonna be like, yo, I finally proposed to her.
Right.
Then, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not asking them, where'd you do it at, bro?
Nah,
I'm not.
All we're just gonna say is, oh, she foul. That's all we gonna say.
Some dudes might.
She foul.
If my boy came up to me and told me, yo, I just proposed to this chick, and she fucking broke up with me, I'm gonna be like, damn, why'd she do that? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna think, damn, where you did it at?
I ain't even gonna
where you did it in the car? Cause now I'm gonna ask niggas that shit. Like, damn, I proposed to my girl and she left me. I'm like, damn, you did it in the car, didn't you? That's what happened to this last nigga. That's what I'm saying, yo.
But you know what? But you know what? They both saved themselves the fucking hassle because God forbid he did it the right way and got married. She's still a motherfucker.
That's Bride.
You see what I'm saying?
That's why he said he waited so long because she was like, which I don't understand.
He's seen that.
It's crazy long because I think you do need time. It doesn't matter to a certain degree how much time either. Because
they both seen it.
I think you just need to ask the right questions when you're getting to know someone. That's what it's about. So you could know someone for a lifetime and know who they are and be around them and still not know them because you haven't gone through certain situations with them to see how they react to certain things. You haven't asked them certain questions and stuff like that. You might know stupid stuff like what's their favorite color or something like that. That shit don't matter. You need to learn their character and the type of person that they are. Do they have integrity?
That's
Do y'all have the same beliefs and
favorite sweetest Snickers?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That shit don't matter. I mean, that's cute if you want to do a nice gesture and like, oh, I seen this in the store, they don't sell it no more or whatever, and I seen it and yeah, I got it for you. Yeah, that's cute, but that doesn't matter in the grand scheme. That's not gonna keep the relationship.
But y'all be emotional sometimes. Sometimes y'all will be the same ones that be like, oh, I'm here to encourage you, I'm here to do this, and then when something go left, we the worst niggas in the world. And there's no more encouragement. It's no more. So it just it varies. I should say it varies on. You know what I mean? Like you could tell a motherfucker everything that you think that you're gonna say until you go through it, and then now that person has to be held accountable.
I mean, people should be held accountable when they do something.
100%.
But your reaction, like, it doesn't have to always be like if you're obviously certain situations are gonna get a certain type of reaction. If you come in your house and you catch your wife riding another man or whatever, what do you? Some guy I've seen videos. Some guys just walked away. Some people don't engage or they don't have that type of personality to go up even when they're upset. They walk away or they're recluse or they go inside.
I gotta walk away, but I can't walk away.
That's what I'm saying. In certain situations,
and then I want to just like. And it depends on how much I'm invested in this woman too.
That energy is like you only like what
you want to control your emotions, right? So you don't want to go overboard. You don't want to do too much.
Address a situation
but when you're dealing with somebody that you've invested so much into, now it's like it's a whole bunch of things swirling around. It's like it's traumatic. So now you got to deal with that trauma real time. So they got to deal with this trauma.
Yeah, you ain't have no time.
You ain't have no time. You ain't have exactly. You didn't have any time to collect everything. So you walk in on somebody that you've given your last name to, you giving your house to, you giving your social security information to. All of this. This person is that person.
Listen.
And then she fucks somebody. How do you as a man, a stoic man, how do you deal with that?
How about you walk in and she never gave you fellatio, but
It's up. The answer is the same.
It's even, her doing that.
It's not gonna be worse. It's not gonna be worse because of it's the violation on so many levels of respect.
No, that would be worse because if she says she don't do that.
It could be worse, but
she never did.
But I'm telling you, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same. Yeah,
you're still gonna be mad.
It's gonna be the same thing.
But I think you would be more mad because you're like, damn.
Well,
you my wife.
I'm thinking like, yo, if you see, this is another thing. Like, oh, did he fuck you better than me? That type of shit. My whole thing is not competition really. It's just the violation of the respect. Cause now I feel like, yeah, obviously you giving this nigga top, you never gave me top. Now that's even more disrespectful.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying,
and it's in the home.
The disrespect.
And it's in your bed.
Exactly. You're already in my home. Like, that was disrespect. Like, you was cheating with another dude. That was disrespect. It happened in my bed.
It's like
that was disrespect.
It's so many variables.
Just you entertaining this dude. But the number one is another dude being intimate with you in my room. I don't care whether you kissed him. I don't care what you did. It's still ultimate violation. So levels get harder to go.
What was that? There was a movie or a show and that happened that I watched and I don't remember what. Like the dude came in and caught his wife. But it wasn't. She did do it to him. Nah,
you catch
soul food.
And
so I'm telling you, nigga.
She was nigga had her up. He was eating the pussy, nigga. I was like,
they were like.
He was eating that box. He had her up like this.
Getting caught.
Cousin Faith was a whore.
She was wild.
My whole thing to like.
I didn't know you could do shit like that as a kid.
If you a dude and you out here
freaky.
And I'm not about to be no hypocrite, but I'm all the way single. But if you a dude and you out here and you smashing chick, now when you young and you doing whatever you doing, you know what you're doing. But when you smashing chick, eventually, when you cheating on women, you gonna probably get cheated on one day. It's gonna happen.
The karma's real. That's why.
Dudes don't be believing it, but I'm telling you, it happens. And it be that one you really like, you thought was mad innocent. She would never break your heart. She got you, you know what I mean? She gonna have your last name, all that shit.
But that be the one. Creates all this trauma out here. And them motherfuckers be like,
but that's why
how you gonna heal? Everybody got trauma.
But that's why we gotta have these discussions because if people see this, they understand. All right, it's normal for people to go through these things. Okay,
you can, but
so how do we adjust
who your mate is? Because if you deal with the wrong mate, they're gonna come with trauma, and you could try to avoid it. Or
the trauma's gonna be there. The problem is people don't know how to deal with their triggers related to the trauma. They don't know how to react when they're faced with a situation that reminds you of your abuse or whatever you endured that made you react. That's what the healing is. The thoughts are still gonna be there. You can't take that away.
So you're never gonna heal if you never change.
No, the healing is learning how to deal with it and not freaking out and attacking everybody else for what you went through that has nothing to do with them. That's what the healing is. Learning how to deal with it and not let it take over your life.
Can I ask you a question about learning how to deal with it? Is learning how to deal with it running away? Because that's what it seems like the answer is. I've never heard anybody
avoidance.
That just understood how to deal with it without disassociating with the person that they claim the trauma is from. If we're healing and it's for you,
you never healed, right? So
that's what I'm saying. Unless you cut the person off, when is an example of a person that is healing with the person that is giving them the trauma?
This is what I'm saying. You shouldn't be if you've experienced some sort of trauma and every time you're triggered by whatever you start wilding out and attacking people that don't have nothing to do with and taking it out on others, you haven't learned how to deal with it. So you shouldn't even be in a relationship until you figure that out. If every time because you were sexually assaulted or something and then every time something trigger, or you see a guy that looks like him, or you see and you start freaking out and you curl up into a ball, or you start attacking people and beating them up because you think you saw him, or you feel like they may have did something that's completely unrelated. They weren't trying to harm you or nothing. They touched you and you shake and you can't. if you're still reacting that way, that's what the healing is. Learning how to deal with it and not let it take over your life. So if you haven't gotten to that point, then you shouldn't be in a relationship, because all you're doing is carrying that baggage. Ways to deal with it could be going to therapy. You have to talk about it. One, a lot of times why people don't get to the point where they know how to deal with their trauma when they're being triggered is because they never talked about it. They bottled it up. Like you said, disassociation. They act like it's not happening. They channel it into something else, exercise or boxing or something. So every time when you think about it, you go, or you're crying, or you're doing drugs, or you're fucking having multiple sex partners, or just having, because you're not thinking about it. You're not dealing with it. You're just transferring that negative energy into something else, and that's for a short period of time. Then when the next day comes, the thought is in your head again. You need to talk to a specialist or talk to someone that can understand and get it out. Some people have been traumatized or went through certain things and never told nobody about it. Nobody knows what's going on. If it's still inside, you gotta get it out in order to move past it and be able, because if you're still holding that in, and then you identify as that person that hurt you as every single man or every single woman because of what you dealt with in your childhood or in past relationships, you can't, you gotta, and you have to forgive that person, whoever that did that to you, for yourself, not for them. But if you didn't forgive them, like if every time the person's name come up, you so disgusted and you want to, and you hope and you wish they die and stuff like that, and you hate them, you have not gotten over what happened between that person, because you shouldn't feel that way. You would wish them well, I still want them, or you would just, you forgive them and that's it. They must be messed up or whatever they did. You have to realize that too, that sometimes it's not always, it's their fault because they did it, but maybe somebody did something to them and fucked up their head and they never healed from it, and that's why. So you gotta realize it's not personal all the time. Sometimes people hurt you and they didn't mean to hurt you, and it just happens. People are gonna hurt you. People are gonna make mistakes. You're gonna get hurt in a relationship. You just gotta have discernment to realize what's worth it or not. Exactly. And that's different. Can I ask you a personal question? Some people will tolerate certain things and other people won't tolerate the same thing. So
let me ask you this. If you were in a relationship with somebody who clearly had insecurity issues, right? This person just been cheated on so much that he just felt like you was always doing something that you're not. You see what I'm saying? How do you handle it? You like the nigga.
You can't fix someone, and I think people try to do that. So
how do you handle it? What do you do?
Usually, if you've already had conversation, first of all, excuse me, when you're dating someone or getting to know them before you even get in a relationship, there's certain conversation that you should have. You should talk. You should be aware of traumas that you have and your triggers and things. If you're working,
let's say you missed it,
so you should have that conversation, so that gives that person the opportunity to know if they want to deal with that or not.
They were hiding.
If you know what to look for, there's not many. You're gonna notice signs of something, and a lot of people ignore red flags. Like, you can only hide something for so long if you're spending a large amount of time with this person. Certain things are going to slip. You're gonna notice certain behaviors.
It could have been triggered by something.
Yeah, but you're still going to notice it. So if every time something happens, you're putting it back.
So when you notice it, you
have a conversation.
Exit. Okay.
And if you're having the same conversations over and over about the same thing, and it doesn't even appear they're trying. If you said, some people I know, they've tried to go to therapy, or they wanted to go to therapy in a relationship, for example, because they were having issues. The other person, the one that was the main problem, they didn't want to go to therapy, and they were like, oh, well, we need to go to therapy because we need to fix this, because this is crazy. You can't keep doing this or that. Okay, so if they don't, so that's or come up with another solution on how we could fix the problem that we can agree on. If you can't do that, and you're not trying, the person can't do it by themselves. If you're not, and then sometimes you have to pay attention. Sometimes trying is not moving as fast as you would like. The other person might think that you're not trying, but you're doing the best that you can. It's not going to happen overnight. If you had a lifetime of trauma and you're just now getting to a point where you're recognizing and now you're working on it, it's going to be baby steps. So sometimes people will think like, oh, you're not even trying. You're not. No, but I am, because you just brought this up to me, and now I'm aware of this. So I didn't completely stop everything but I'm aware. So now, instead of because you get triggered, you think I'm cheating because I turn my phone down, but I'm not. I just put my phone down because I don't want any distractions because it's me and you time. But because you feel uncomfortable by that, for example, I'm not gonna turn my face. Maybe that's the first step. I'm not turning my face, turn my phone up.
How long of the time frame would you say, okay, I
if
recognize
there's no
this
progress and you've had this conversation
Mhm.
multiple, it depends on the person. Like, but if they're not trying, you can't do it by yourself. So at some point, why are you wasting your time trying? Even though this person, yeah, that's sad if they're going through this, but you can't fix someone. They have to be willing to fix themselves. They have to have this idea before you can't even. This should be something that they've already started working on. If you're dealing with someone that's damaged and you can see the damage, but they can't even acknowledge that there's a problem and that there's something wrong or you're giving out resolutions and they don't want to accept it, they're not trying to work on it, then why are you shouldn't be dealing with it. You're wasting your time because they're not even trying. And yeah, it's only going to get to a certain point especially once you get to a certain age, you're not going to be a totally different person. Some things are just about personality, and a person's personality doesn't change. People can change for good or bad. Like, they can learn new behaviors to how to better their life and get them in a different position in life. But their personality, the person who they are, things that make them laugh, their humor, things like that, or those things are not gonna change. So if that's something that's a reason why you're having disagreement or attracted, because of the way that the person acts, and it's not necessarily hurting anyone, you just don't agree with certain behaviors or things that they do, then that might not be the person for you, because you can't change somebody's personality. You can change their actions to make them a better person, but their personality, if you're a shy person, you're gonna be a shy person. Every time you go on the stage, you're gonna get butterflies and you're gonna feel that way. You're not gonna most of the time, you can pretend or for the moment get out of that, but that's who you are. But if you're saying, I want to make more money, you can go get skills to make more money, learn a new trade, start a business and stuff like that, but you still got the same personality. You're still shy. You just changed your income bracket. So people need to realize that too. Some personalities just don't click, or certain things. So you need to take that into consideration when you're picking a partner, as well as finances and the way that they treat you and stuff like that. So
gang.
But the time frame of how long you put up, that depends on the person. I can't put, but I think, I mean,
me personally,
I think it should be sooner than later if you don't see them making any effort and you're doing it by yourself.
It's like be a spy. You have 3 strikes, you know? You have 3 strikes. That's how you get tree. You know why it's tree? Because after tree, now you're playing with my fucking time, my patience, my daughter's time, my daughter's patience, my friend's time, my friend's patience. Because anybody I'm dealing with is going to be around my loved ones and shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you only got 3 with me. I think 3 is a fair number. Like, okay, like, especially if it's consistent and it's the same thing over and over and over. You get 3 times with me.
And it depends what.
And I'm gonna talk to you. It's just like the at work and shit. It's like you get the verbal, you get the write up, and then it's a wrap. Like
an annual review every 90 days.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the person, like you said. It depends on the person. Some people don't get that 90 day. Some people don't get that 90-day review. You see what I'm saying?
If you're in a relationship with somebody for a long period of time, I think, because a lot of people are in serious relationships for the first time in their life. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, when they get out there and they actually with somebody that they feel like they're gonna be with for a while, they with them for a few years, they don't take those little steps to say, oh, let's have an anniversary, or not saying that you have to do it. And the anniversary doesn't have to be anything that's money wise. It could just be like just spending time, just having a night together, just hanging out, ordering a pizza, whatever, something simple, because y'all together. And maybe a small exchange in gifts and cards or chocolate or something like that. You know, something stupid, whatever. But that is something that you would learn if you've been in relationships where they did that love language of, what is it called? Exchange of goods and services, or whatever the fuck it's called. You know what I mean?
Acts of service.
Acts of service. There you go. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah. Acts of service.
That love language shit. They always come
Nah,
out
but
with
it's some. It is some shit that
true,
make you feel a certain type of way.
Yeah,
when people do
but
certain
they always
things.
coming out with these new terms. That stuff been. You should know. Yeah, what your partner like.
It ain't really new. But it's new because now they're putting it right.
Now they never called it that before. You just
the
knew
48
your
laws
partner
of attraction,
and you knew. But to me, like I don't know, it depends on the person. Like I don't care about certain things. Like I'm not. I think because I'm not so girly like that. Like obviously I'm a woman, but I don't care about like. Don't get me no flowers. Like if you get me some flowers, I'll be appreciative. But them shits is gonna die. That's a waste of money.
Damn.
Don't spend no fucking $100 and buy me no fucking roses. That's nice, but like I said, that doesn't. I just feel like flowers are a waste of money. They're gonna die and they be expensive. Like, and I don't really care about it. Like, it's nice. I'm not gonna say but I feel like the person that I'm with would know that I don't like that type of shit, so they wouldn't even get it.
What if he taught you the agriculture that came with it and just was like, yo, this is his thing. If you don't want to do it, cool, but he got you this plan. I would take
it if he did, but I don't want you going broke trying to do even extravagant. Like, what I like to do when I really fuck with them or whatever, like, I don't care about all that extra shit. Like, I just want to be with you. We don't even have to talk. We could sit and just lay there and watch TV or whatever. Like, I just want you there. I want to be able to get in contact with you or whatever, but we don't always have to have a deep conversation or whatever. Like, we could just sit and just chill or just like it don't always have to be like, you know, like I just want you there. I just want you in my presence.
I want to know, would you do that for a guy though? Would you do something that you don't necessarily have an interest in and do it just because he liked that?
Yeah,
like, oh, okay, I like.
I'm not gonna if my man came over or something and he wanted to watch the game or something, like I don't watch that, but I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to watch, like, or I've sat and watched guys play the game. I mean, I like to play the game too, though, but it's kind of boring. Like, I really don't want to sit and watch it, but I've done it before because I was just there and they were playing the game and I just laid there while they was playing the game, like, and that's like, so yeah, I don't care about. Like, well, stuff like I said, some women would get mad, but he said playing the game or whatever. Like, I don't care. I'll play the game. I like to play video games too, so I'll play the game with you. And if you're not gonna be sitting there and just playing the game, you obviously have a job. I wouldn't be dealing with someone that's unemployed when I met them. Now, if they lost their job or got laid off while we were together, I'm not going to leave them just because they lost their job. I would give them time to get themselves back on their feet. And the type of dude I would talk to, he's not going to be without income for long because it's their mindset.
What type of woman leaves a man right after he loses his job?
What do you mean, what type of...
I'm just asking you.
There's no... I don't know.
I'm just asking
you. A woman that doesn't... That she wanted you to have a job. Like, I don't know. What do you mean? What type?
But like right after it's sudden.
So you said a woman.
How long were you with the person before they did that though? I think that matters too because although, like I said, I wouldn't just leave a dude if he lost his job or whatever. But if I've only been dealing with the dude for a month, like that is. Or like however long, less than 6, or you really just get to know each other. Y'all just got together or whatever. That's a big commitment to try to put on someone. That's like if you get with a dude and he found out that he got a baby on the way. Like, wow, y'all just got in a relationship. He was dealing with someone before y'all was committed to each other, or before he even met you. They been stopped talking, but the girl hit him up and told him that she's pregnant and he's the father. You only knew this dude, you only been together for like a couple weeks or a month. That's a big
Where's the correlation though?
If you were not wanting.
So
I'm saying
I'm trying to figure out the correlation because one is a baby, and that's his responsibility.
What I'm saying is that's a big. That's responsibility.
If you don't want no money from no nigga, then why should it matter if he has a job or not?
Okay, so what are y'all? Okay,
because there's nothing more precious than the
That's what I'm saying. That sound a little vain right there to me. It sounds like I'll stay with or I'll think about being in a relationship with him if he has a kid, but that's a blow. But she's trying to say that it's the same as.
I didn't say stay or not. I'm saying if that happened to a woman, that's a big responsibility to put on them. And even if you lose your job, that's a big responsibility because even if you're not. It's on you too because you're in when you're in a relationship with someone. Not if you don't care about his money. You're not just worried about.
Not if you're not depending on his money. If you're married, that's one thing. But a relationship, if I live at my place and I lose my job and we're dating for a month, right? And we're dating. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to understand because. It sounds crazy. Like I'm being triggered right. My bad, bro. I'm being triggered right now because I went through a similar situation like that, and I'm trying to figure out
in a relationship, the closest person to you that you're gonna, unless you have like however long you plan on staying out of work, and you got money, they're gonna automatically think like at some point. Or if you're that type of woman, if you do choose to stay, you're gonna be like, oh, you need help with this or something. I know you're not working right now, whatever. That is, if you're someone that's in a relationship, a good person, they're going to, they're gonna put that out or at least offer that or something. So it now becomes partially their responsibility because when you're in a relationship, you're not only worried about.
Not a month in. And that's what I'm talking about specifically. Why is it? Listen. If it's only a month in, right? And you're saying that eventually down the line, when y'all putting in the work, that she has the right to be like, yo, I'm gonna hold you down, so it falls on me too. What I'm saying is, it's in a month in. She's still fucked up if she decides, look, I'm gonna leave this nigga. Just because he loses his job. That's fucked up. That's not, there's
opinion.
No, okay. Let me tell you, listen. I'm approve why that's not an opinion. I'm gonna prove why that's not an opinion. I am gonna prove it. I'm gonna prove why that's not an opinion. Right?
But I don't.
I'm gonna prove. Listen. I'm gonna prove how that is not an opinion.
If you value, most women want a man.
Each and every one of us inside of this house, right? Each and every one of us. If we were with listen, let me cook. If we were it's not a conversation because conversations have to do with opinions. We're talking about facts right now. We're talking about facts. If you don't know the facts, you don't know the facts. If we're all in this crib right now. We're all in this crib right now.
That's why it's important.
And we all could agree if we were in a relationship and we happen to lose our job, even if the relationship was a month in, the person that broke up with us would be in the wrong. All of us agree with this, even regardless of what she's trying to say or the narratives that she's trying to spin, all of us agree on that statement. So that's what makes it the truth. It's unanimous. Anybody who does somebody else wrong, right? And then doesn't give them a chance to be like, yo, this is, damn, like, you don't even give me an explanation. You just switched up. You went from one person to another. It is switch up. You're switched up because in that month, this person was not that person. That's the switch up.
At this point, a month is not enough time to really know enough about a person. Hold on. Let me go over that.
Or you went away further. If you asked them, would you hold me down?
If this person is only fucking with me because what are the conditions that we met each other? How did I meet you? And now I met you and all you cared about was my money from the jump.
It doesn't matter
if I led with my wallet.
It doesn't matter if that person wasn't thinking about you. It's still foul. Let's stop trying to say, it's being foul. It's just an opinion. That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
It's a
fact. That person knows. Listen, the only people that say that's not fucked up is sociopaths. E. The only people that won't say, "Hey, yo, that's fucked up." You have to be. It's not shaming. It's describing what the fuck they are. Like at the end of the day, like
I'm disagreeing with you.
Okay,
no, you're a sociopath. If you say, "Look, if somebody does me dirty, they're not wrong." That's a sociopath. That's bullshit.
Hold on.
How is
leaving somebody is not necessarily doing somebody wrong. It's if I let
I didn't say leaving somebody. I said if your significant other leaves you, she's wrong. I said if my significant other leaves me, she's wrong. I said if your significant other, whoever, it don't matter.
You ain't my significant other.
It don't matter. It don't matter. I'm saying if you're talking to the girl, listen, you're talking to this girl and she leaves you. For whatever reason, she's in the wrong, bro. That is not
wrong for leaving you. If
she
feels like
if it was some reason for her to leave,
that's good that she
left. If it was some reason for her to leave,
you are trying to spin a narrative that this person was being honest from the jump. But I'm saying that this person wasn't like that. E. This person is telling you, "Hey, I love you. I care about you." Yes, it was early. Yes, it was in a month, but it's still a fucking lie. It doesn't make it not a lie. And lying is wrong. At the end of the day, it's wrong. That's not something that we can say.
So lying is wrong.
It's lying, bro. It's deceit. It's at the end of the day, it don't matter if it's early. It's still wrong. It's still wrong.
That's why
it's still wrong. Just like Adam ate the apple. He wasn't supposed to eat the fucking apple. He was still wrong. He didn't get deceived by the snake. He got deceived by his own flesh and blood. His fucking third rib, right? He got deceived by his own flesh and blood,
but for this particular situation,
but they were still wrong. They were still wrong.
Is considering the conditions of what's being asked in this question.
What's being asked?
What's being asked in this question is if somebody left you because you lost your job after a month. Y'all been together.
Is that wrong or right? Is that person wrong?
It's subjective.
That's not subjective.
However you feel about it, it's no fact to that.
She did what she thought was best for her life.
If a chick needed
that's still wrong. If you lie and you do what's best for your life, you're still wrong for lying. Now I'm talking about exactly what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Because you're saying lying.
Because I said for this particular situation, I said if somebody left for this reason.
But that wasn't what we was talking about originally. We was talking about her leaving because you lost your job. What does that have to do with lying? You're changing, moving.
Because if she said, "I will never leave you if you lost your job,"
asked her that.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go.
I'm
you
not
have to add that context.
But I said I was deceived. So if I wasn't deceived, then what the fuck was that whole thing like?
That's definitely specific.
I think you have to take
at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you can't take accountability on being deceived, yo. You can't take accountability on being deceived.
But you shouldn't have believed.
You shouldn't have believed it.
After that,
because you can't believe nobody.
After a month of dealing with someone that's, I don't think if somebody says I love you after a month, I'm not gonna believe them. I'm not. That's too soon. Like you just talked. It sounds.
And it's wrong, right? Across the board.
I said lying.
That's wrong. No.
I would take accountability if I was like. I thought in the back of my mind, like, damn, you love me already? Like, what? Or whatever. And I had those thoughts and I ignored it and continued on with the relationship and then something happened and it blew up in my face. I would have been like, but I'm stupid too because why? Because I already have that thought that if you're...
Now y'all victimizing me.
It's not.
Now y'all victimizing me because y'all say, oh, well, you should have known better. That's victimization, y'all. Y'all try to say that because I was fooled.
Constructive
because
criticism.
No, it's victimization. I love y'all, but y'all victimizing. Y'all victimizing me because y'all targeting me for being stupid, for being a victim. That's victimizing. You're victimizing me.
That's an L, and it's a learning experience.
The L makes me a victim, right? Well, I was victim to being stupid, right?
I don't like to believe.
That's still victimization.
I never believe I'm a victim.
I understand.
If that happened to me,
but y'all put that on me.
It's good for me to know. But that's how you taking it.
Yeah, no. How is that how I'm
that
taking
is how you taking it?
Y'all telling. So,
if I say,
are you telling me what's the construction in it?
I'm specific.
Don't do it again.
I use specific terms. Hell yeah, don't do it again.
Don't be deceived again.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, hell yeah, don't do it again.
It's wrong.
But what I'm saying is, you learn from experience.
It being too soon is always a fact, right?
But you learn from experience.
Yes.
It being so you can never
certain things. If they're not talking about
now we talking about certain things.
We're talking
I don't know about certain things.
Expressing her love for you after a month. That's ridiculous.
I'm just saying, it was deeper than the love. I'm thinking that, this is a good person. Just like I think y'all are good people. You see what I'm saying? If I believe that the first day or I believe that the 100th day, I feel like, me personally, I feel like it goes off of energy. The energy don't lie. So for the energy, listen. So for the energy to lie, I feel like that type of person was sent to basically show me like, this shit get deeper than you think. You see what I'm saying? Deeper than surface level. And I understand y'all saying it's too quick. I don't even think it's a quick situation. I think I would have been cool with her for a long fucking time and then realize that shit like later on in life. That's why I think that I no longer talk to this girl no more. Because it shouldn't take that long to figure that out. You see what I'm saying? What are you putting in?
Water.
Oh.
Some people are really good chameleons.
Yeah, 100%.
Master of disguises.
100%.
You know what I mean? They could go years.
But people say they are, but
100%.
I'm also.
How many people get married to people that they say, they just switched up after they got married?
But people be saying that, but I'm also.
It's true, it happens a lot.
I've also seen signs of people
Ted Bundy got kids.
Like of other people in their relationship. Like I've seen stuff or whatever, and I'm like.
I mean, it make you scared to date.
And then I'm not even talking about myself. I'm talking about other people in a relationship. Like I've noticed red flags from other people's relationships.
Make me scared to date. I'm like, nah.
I don't know. I think
blah,
blah, blah, blah,
you do
blah,
this to this
whatever.
person, and this person does this for you.
And then I seen it. So if I seen it, but you was like, no, you excused it or whatever, and then the shit happened but I already I seen it. So people don't be paying attention. Yeah, like you can tell people sometimes, like, listen, Gangster. I see this or whatever. This person is not who you think or whatever. And then if they don't listen and they go, then that's because they probably seen it too, but they probably liked them enough so ignored it or explained it away.
How many times in life has that happened where you had to tell somebody like, you don't know this person like you think you know this person? I'm going to give that question to everybody.
It probably wasn't said that. Like, I've realized this over my life over time or whatever, but I've thought back on situations where I might have said like, I don't like him. Like, for example, one of my friends, one of her exes or whatever, like he was very nasty and
what you mean nasty?
Like disrespectful. Like he was rude. He would hang up on us. We were talking on the phone. We weren't talking about him or anything, just having a regular conversation.
He would take her phone and hang up?
Yeah.
Damn.
He would talk to her crazy. She's a very sweet girl. She don't even curse or whatever. Like, and he was just like. And obviously, they probably got into disagreements and stuff like that too. But I know her demeanor and stuff. Like, she's not, like I said, she don't even curse. Like, she'll say the letter instead of. So someone like that, like, if she don't even curse, like, what could she?
She still with
really,
that nigga?
No, they ended up. But I did say I didn't like him. Like I said, I didn't phrase it that way. Like, something about whatever. Yeah. But he would do stuff. I'd be like, I kind of low key was like,
those things can be dangerous.
Is something
going, that's why I asked if she was still with the nigga.
I low key was thinking, is something like he was giving me vibes like abuse, and I don't know. She never told me that he put his hands on her or anything like that. But that's the way that he was, how he was. You know, I know that's what you are too.
Here we go.
But Jamaicans are crazy, the men and the women
that
I've experienced. You be turning up, and I don't even
make
know.
You crazy.
Like, no, you be
just
bugging
loud
sometimes.
No,
you do. I don't know. But I met men and women that are Jamaicans that be like, damn.
Shit.
So
I'm not even gonna argue with her with that.
I was like, yo, I was just thinking to myself, but we were younger. Like we was out of school, but we was younger. But so I was still like learning about guys and stuff like that, whatever. And I would just pay attention to certain things and like, and I'm like, then I thought about it later on. Like, no, she's not with him no more. She been not with him for a while. Mm-hmm. But like I thought about it. Like those are signs when people be like when they end
now
up,
let me ask you this though: is she single now? Huh? Is she single now? She don't find no man to replace the Jamaican. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think
she missed the buddy. You know,
I don't even know what
you know
she
sneaks.
Say,
you know she sneaks and still smashes every once in a while.
No, I don't think so.
Alright.
I really don't think.
Alright.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, those are because you said people like, or they be like people be changing, but sometimes people don't be changing. They showed you who they was, and you just didn't know what to look for. You were never in that situation before, or didn't know how to. You didn't recognize the signs, and until it was too late. Or whatever. So, because sometimes that someone being very overly controlled, like there's a difference between leading and being controlling, or like, and they treat you a certain way. Those could be signs that he may be abusive and that he may put his hands on you. And one time he, you know, and then that could be. It may not be. He could just be, you know, just a mean person, just talking to you when he don't, again, not knowing how to regulate your emotions when you're mad about something or whatever, and you don't know how to talk to somebody and have a conversation. You just being a dick for no reason. Some people are just assholes. Like, cause like, why would you just come in and hang up the phone? Like, and this would be on multiple occasions. Like, we're not talking about you. We just having a regular conversation or whatever. Then you just come in and just hang up. Like,
I think probably wanted his dinner. Like, Jamaican niggas is different. Jamaican niggas is different. You have all this time for chat and you can't cook food? What?
But those crazy, like when women end up there, or I've heard people say,
I'm Americanized.
They've been in an abusive relationship where the
Americanized.
actually would beat them and stuff, but then they told their story and all the stuff, and I'm like, well, he was slowly, they'll test you. Guys that do that, well, I'm separating it from that because, like I said, I don't think he put his hands on her. He was just real nasty, and but. Like, I've heard people talk about relationships where they were abused, but they said the person changed. He was just told he was perfect in the beginning. That's a red flag. Nobody's perfect. And if they're too good to be true, then they probably are. I'm not saying jump to conclusions, but before you make a commitment, you probably want to look deeper into that. See why he seems so perfect. Why is he, you know, it might be ask you a question. Something don't get mad, worth looking into before you decide, oh, I'm going to marry this man and it's like 3 months and he proposed to you after 3 months and then you...
Can I ask you this question?
What?
How much abuse is too much?
What do you mean, how much is
like, if y'all arguing, right? And you getting mad at this nigga and you hitting this nigga, you're getting abusive with him, and he pushes you.
That depends on the person. I mean, I think, even though I've put my hands on people before, but it was never, like they stopped me. But it wasn't like a repetitive thing because they usually caught me before I could really.
That's why I said how much abuse is too abuse. How much would you be like, yo, Smiley, you need to know this nigga put his hands on me? How much is the where's the line?
Nobody should tolerate nobody putting their hands on them at all in that way. Like, unless you're like...
That's why I said you're already...
At all. Like, the first time it happened, you should start fucking with them.
Oh, okay. So that's
Men and women. Like, a woman shouldn't be putting their hand... And then if dudes left chicks that did that, because a lot of dudes stay...
Did you leave the nigga that you was putting your hands on, E?
Did I leave him?
So come on, don't give.
What do you mean?
Did you leave the nigga that you put your hands on? You said
other person.
Nah, fuck that.
That's what I meant. I thought that's what you said.
So the other person should leave you.
The person that's being abused.
But you're the abuser. You're the bigger person. You're the one that's conflicting that pain. Shouldn't you leave if you're conflicting pain on a victim? Yes.
But obviously, that person it's up to the
Oh
person.
my God. It's up to you to hit that nigga if you
I thought you were asking how much is too much for the victim. That's what I was.
But I spent it because I see what you was
saying.
doing that I didn't like.
No.
I didn't like what she was doing. What if you was abusing the nigga? How do you?
That I'm wrong. I shouldn't be putting my.
So would you leave? Or are you gonna leave?
He wouldn't.
He wouldn't take you? What?
He would stop me. Every time I've done that or was about to, they caught me and held my.
You got your shit off, E. There's no way you
hit.
never got a clean snap at a nigga.
But it was like one
what
time.
I'm saying
and they grabbed me.
What I'm saying is, after that time where you realize, damn, I put my hand because
it wasn't like I was just pounding.
Peep the stereotype. Peep the stereotype. Peep the stereotype. If we hit you one time. Get out of here!
Double standard.
But she could hit you and be like, "Look, nigga, I don't feel like I have to go anymore."
I didn't say that.
But
I was
listen,
talking
what do you mean?
Double standard.
Did you leave when you hit the nigga?
Exists.
No! If we hit a female, we gotta leave or she has to leave us.
I didn't say
I'm just
that.
saying that's what it is in general.
That's what you're saying that. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just
I
saying in
said
general.
if anybody's being hit,
yes.
if they're the victim, the one that somebody hit them, as soon as they do that, man and woman, they should leave. The victim, the person that's being hit, they shouldn't tolerate it or no more than that. If dudes left chicks that put their hands on them, then chicks would stop doing that and learn how to control their emotions. They lost
dudes
the good
don't.
Dudes with higher value.
Because we tolerate it.
Yeah.
We tolerate it. Like if a
but
girl,
if a dude
like I'll be honest with you, if a chick that I'm dealing with, if I'm dealing with a spicy chick that's gonna fight a bitch, that's gonna fight a nigga, that's gonna jump in the fight with me, a chick that's not like a damsel in distress. If I'm dealing with that type of chick, I already know what type of energy she got. So I already know if I fuck up or if it come to that, we might have to butt heads. And if we do have to butt heads, then I just be like, yo, calm down, whatever. But you already know what you're dealing with. You already know what you're dealing with. So you chose to deal with that, and you already had it.
After the first time I hit him, now they know. They know when they fucked up. Like I gotta be on guard. Like so I don't even get to do it again.
Me, dog.
Cause I already smacked him once, and they like,
this
bitch gonna hit me
I just watched JD's Revenge.
He chopping the lip niggas like the wrestlers.
Old ass fucking movie. This motherfucker took out the razor blade. Motherfucker said, he said, and the motherfucker said, I'ma cut you every which your way but loose.
Because he knew he was wrong. He was like, you got it. You can hit me, slap the shit. And I was like, all right, let me smack you for real. Because we were laying down. I'm like, all right, let me smack you. Like, let me sit across you. Like, if we... But so I could be level.
Got a good angle
and he's
on
like,
that
hell no. You're not about to straddle me and smack me like that. You trying to fucking
crazy,
like I'm like, why? Because you told me I could smack you. Like you gotta let me get a good one. You can't just
she said a good one.
Yeah, because I wanna be
he could have died. So, he could have bust his eardrum and he could have died.
Yo, that fucking slap contest shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Niggas be looking
knocked out cold.
I'm like, if
you try to straddle the nigga and slap him down, yo. You gonna kill him.
To do
hold
that,
the fucking thing.
Nobody give you permission to get slapped in their temple and fatal.
If you can't hit me from how you sitting right now, then you ain't doing it.
You gotta let me Millie Rock smack
But
him.
I caught him when off guard. He was like, all right, now don't play with me. Now that's you got your
I know that shit hurts. I know that shit hurt. Damn, what did he do to get slapped like that?
Well, he told me I could smack him.
But for what?
Because he was just asshole.
That's it?
He needs to be smacked. I'm not going to get into it.
Oh, man, yo. That's wild. That's a freaky thing. Yo.
Some girls like to be smacked, though. I had a shorty that liked to be smacked, choked. She liked me to spit in her mouth. Crazy stuff.
I don't like that though.
Yeah, crazy.
But smack and choke. Yeah. Just don't kill me. Like
That choking shit scared the shit out of me though. I was telling my boy the other day, I was like, yo, I can't be doing that shit.
That's what dudes do be thinking. They be scared because they like, nah, because what if I...
That shit looked like... What? It looked like she was about to be a goner, motherfucker.
This football player did that, and the chick passed out, and he was beating her too. He was a football player, okay? So, and he was like pounding her face like she had black and blue. She passed out from choking or whatever. Then she tried to press charges, but I think because when she left out the house and got in the car and seen her face, because her eyes was all black and blue and everything, like he beat her ass. But she wanted him to do it. She sent him text. So she tried to press charges. Long story short, but they found the text messages of her asking,
please beat me up.
Yeah, like, so that's what they would do. So
please,
they couldn't charge him.
I'm a masochist. I love it.
That's crazy though.
People are crazy.
And like that.
There was this one movie that I seen, this foreign movie. It was crazy. It was like this. Oh man, when I figure out the name, I'm gonna leave it in the description. But it was crazy. This dude, he was like a serial, whatever. You know what I mean? And this dude had like
serial grape.
He had a woman that he would just keep cutting parts of her off and keep doing stuff to it.
Oh, a serial unalive.
But no, she was still alive.
Oh.
Just keeping her alive. And she started to like it. She started to want to do it.
Because your body, I think it's your body's normal response. Like, have you ever had like a cut or something? Well, I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but I've said this to other people and some people say, yeah, they do that too. Like, I'll have a cut or something, not self-inflicted, like I hurt myself or something happened or whatever. Gotta clarify, don't want nobody thinking I'm I know. And but I'll like pick anytime I have like a cut or something, like I'll play with it or pick it or something, and I get like, I don't know, like childish. It hurts, but it feels good.
Childish.
Like, huh?
You childish.
No, but no, but that's
picking scab. We learned that already.
Well, it don't be a scab. It be still.
Leave it the fuck up.
See how there's a word for that?
No, take it off. Not a scab, like it's still in the healing process. It didn't scab up yet. It's still like sore and stuff like. Because if it's a scab, it's probably already healed. So like I'm saying, like it hasn't healed yet. It still hurts, and you're just like messing with. Like I don't know. I be doing that because it feels like I don't know. It hurts, but it feels good at the same time. Like, I don't know. There's something wrong. Like
therapy is the answer.
Yeah. But no, other people say that
too. They need therapy too.
She like
the fuck.
It's
a whole community of motherfuckers that need therapy.
If you don't hurt yourself fully, then you'll be
shit. 90% of Americans need therapy.
If I have a pain in my mouth or something, like I'll put my tongue in it and keep, and it hurts, but I don't know.
The fuck?
I like it. Like, I'm just using that as an example because I did have, before my wisdom teeth was...
Sometimes I kiss the iron when it's on high. Like, what the fuck?
No, not that. That's hurting myself. I didn't do... This is
we're joking. People.
Already hurt you.
Yeah, like, okay, for example, my wisdom tooth had to get pulled. My gum had grown over it or whatever, and it was my wisdom tooth. But before I went and got it pulled, I got it pulled now. But I would be playing with... like moving my gum with my tongue, like lifting it up off the tooth and like and it hurted because it was like sitting on top of the tooth, but I don't know, I couldn't stop messing with it.
I don't mean to sound funny, but I know some animals that lick their wounds because it's like medicinal almost.
I think your body, because you said, I'm saying that to say that you said she was being tortured and she started to like it. I think your body's natural response is to protect you. That's why you go into shock or in extreme. So to be clear, it's not like a deep pain like that to the point where it's like, I can't take it. It's just, it hurts, but it's not like I'm crying or keeling over. But it's like, I think your body's normal response, like, to help you so you don't die or whatever, like, it'll start to
you think it's adrenaline?
Feel good or something as, like, to combat what you're feeling. Like, to distract you or something so that you can make it. Like, your body, that's what it normally does.
Well,
like if a woman is being essayed, even though she's being essayed, she may still viscous may get injuries. And like it's because it's to protect, like that's what happens when it happens. Like that's your body's normal thing, even though you don't want to do it. Once you start, even if it wasn't in the beginning, once you start, it's going to you have like ducts inside there that release.
That's like flow. If a female like just started giving us an egg out of nowhere, we just gonna get rocked. You know what I mean? Unless you really just,
even if
are
you
not
want
attracted.
To, like she got you tied up and kidnapped you and something. And now for some people, maybe, but I mean, it's a small percent. Like most people, it's your body's gonna do what it naturally is designed to do, protect you, to fight. So it's trying to help you survive this moment. So it makes it feel good because so you can deal with it for however long until you're able to get out or whatever.
Nah, the dick and pussy don't discriminate. That's all that is. They don't discriminate. Nah, they don't care what you do out there. They're gonna work properly.
He said she was being attacked and tortured, and she started to like it.
But that's what I'm saying. He was cutting pieces. But that's what I'm saying. You can't. If the pussy is made to function a certain way, just because you don't like what's going on in the physical realm, it's not gonna affect it. I think that shit is spiritual. Like that shit is euphoria because it's coming from inside. The nut is internal. So that euphoria or whatever, I don't think that shit discriminates and says, oh, this is the nigga that's raping me, or this is this person, or this is just working normally. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just sad, but it happens. It happens. Like that shit happens. I mean, with niggas it's regular because we fuck ugly females. And then females be like, yo, why would you fuck her? And then niggas will see her ass and be like, yeah, I understand. See her titties, yeah, I get it. You know right. Shit, like, niggas is crazy. It's fuck.
Easy and sleazy.
It's just wild.
But that ain't. But that's not gonna be the one that you. That's not gonna be the one though.
Who? That's hilarious.
You only gonna get one. You only gonna get one or a few. That's gonna be the one. It's gonna be real hard. But when a dude get with that girl quick, a lot of times it's because like, yo, she gotta be it. Cause you just want her to be it, but she not it.
Yeah, sometimes people.
That's what I'm saying. She not the one. And
Corey Holcomb said that us as men, we all have bad judgment. The woman that we want should never be the woman that we wife. It should be the woman that want us.
That part.
And we never look at it like that.
That part.
We always, you know what I mean?
Fuck with a woman that wants you more than you want her,
that
bro.
Shit is crazy, man.
Like at the end of the day, and it's not nothing against women.
We chase what we see.
When we get you and we know that you really want us like this bad, it's crazy to us. I literally just had a situation like that. It's crazy to us. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like why she going crazy over me like this? Like why she saying all this shit? Like women be smitten. But then you as a man, you still gotta I gotta be dominant. I gotta be the leader. I gotta be this. So I can't allow them to have as much power over me as a man, and I have to still be like, yeah, I fuck with you, but I like that you like me like that, and I'm gonna see where this goes. But let's take it at my pace. Because I'm still gonna have to get rid of whatever else I got going on. I'm still gonna have to be like, am I playing it safe by just fucking with this girl? Or should I just, you know what I mean, just go for it and take a chance? Because she's doing everything that we want. But you really gotta look at it like that. Like, because I'm gonna give her the best of me regardless. She's gonna get it for however long she can endure being with me. After, you know what I mean, I really get to know the real her, because the real her gonna come out eventually. And when that shit come out and she see that I'm still the same, oh, you still like, I still was doing the same shit when you met me. What you thought? Only thing now is I started a new business or something. That's it. And I'm not like, I don't go out all the time or no shit like that. Like I used to, but I don't do shit like that no more. I'm chilling. I don't be talking to a whole bunch of women. I mean, I got female friends that I talk to from time to time, but they're just friends.
You're giving up your female friends if your girl is like, I don't feel comfortable with you having female friends?
Wait, let me.
I'm the leader.
So my rebuttal to that is, I think that both people should, well, you don't love someone until you get to know them anyway. That doesn't happen in the beginning. But I think the way you feel about each other should be an equal. I think if you're able to tell that you love this person more, or you love, like, I would argue that, do they really love you? Because how can you quantify it if y'all both feel the same? Y'all both gonna put y'all best foot forward. You should be giving all you got if you really feel. I feel like if you don't really feel that way, or it's not to the extent of the other person, then you're not gonna go. You're gonna do more for someone that you feel more strongly for. Right. And I would argue that men, when they are in their feelings, it's hard for them to stay in their masculine, and that's what happens sometimes. That they get so
because we're not being logical, we're being emotional. Start to get too vulnerable sometimes, and it's okay to express emotion as a man to a certain extent, but naturally as women, like if it, and I'm talking about, I'm not saying like, oh, somebody died and you cried because somebody passed away or whatever, or somebody passed away. Like that's okay. Like I don't have a problem with that, but I'm saying,
but it's our fathers that are teaching us to be more stoic. It should be, right?
You just completely bitch up. Like I'm talking about, like now you just let her do whatever you want, and then it's like before you had some boundary, like you said you would leave. Now it's like I could walk all over you, kind of like you don't even. Like, you just let me, like, that a woman don't, like, they don't want, no, well, some women do be with pushover, they be talking to them crazy and doing all that, but I wouldn't want that. So what I think to combat it having to be, oh, this person loves the other person more, or that person loves the other person more, they should teach women how to stay in their feminine at all times, and how to teach men how to consistently be in their masculine even when they've fallen head over heels for someone, and still do the certain things that makes you masculine.
What class
for that woman. They should have something like that. I don't know.
They got wife school. Pearl, that got taken off of YouTube or whatever. Shout out to Pearl. People gonna be bad when we say that.
Like this relationship coach named Stefan Speaks. Shout out to him. He has good content. You should check him out on YouTube.
Who's that?
Stefan Speaks, and he said he's a relationship coach, and he said that is an issue, that when men fall in love, then they began to like, because they let that woman, it brings out the softer side of you. But he said men do that, like from his experience.
And that's natural.
Yeah. So he was like, you just have to learn the key points. Not saying you should be able to be vulnerable to a certain degree with them, because if not, why are you with her? You should be able to, if your mom passed away or somebody close to you or whatever that you feel, and you feel inclined to cry, like that's okay. Like your woman should not look at you crazy or whatever because somebody, like something like that. But if you're just like all the time, or you're just doing things that typically are characterized from women, like you're always complaining, or you're just so, like, I don't know, like just doing female things.
Japan had to figure it out. Boy.
What men would complain about women doing.
You see how they women is over there? What? Yo, I was watching the Samurai joint. They come there to what is wrong? What is wrong? They don't even look them in the eye, bro.
A man's supposed to be so that.
It's different everywhere
yelling,
else but the
like
US,
a man don't have to do that. He could say, especially when he talking to his woman, he could just say whatever in his regular voice. Like he don't
be like, Kazumi.
He don't have to yell. He don't have to yell or do nothing.
No, he don't. He just say it. That's how he say it. Kazumi.
Yeah.
And then she.
Like yes.
And then walk away like this and shit.
The respect for the Asian women and men is way, like I kind of am envious on how they respect their men compared to how black women as a whole respect like their men, us.
And they even talk about them like, my husband is a
but,
fearless warrior.
But don't get it fucked up. It's vice versa too, because nigga, we don't treat our ladies like shit either. So it's like it's crazy. It's horrible. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I would love to get that type of respect. But one good thing about it, in African
we would
culture,
appreciate that respect.
Yeah. But in African culture, I know that's our history because of the African culture now. And that's why I'm like, you know what I mean, proud to be an African or have African roots, because I think that's, you know, important. The family dynamic and shit, like with the pyramids, and they had the divine masculinity and femininity. That's their what's the name? That's their holy trinity: the father, the mother, and the child. You see what I'm saying? And I think that makes the most sense. Personally, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like that it's so family orientated when you think of the African family. It's just the African American or the Black American, whatever we want to call us. It's like, it seems
that
like
legacy.
The norm is single parents. It's like, I was telling this girl the other day, like, she posted, the older I get.
Because people just be like, you don't have no kids? And it's like,
it's crazy.
Do I have a man? Like, why? That should be the question first, because why would you just expect me to have kids? And I mean, even though, that happens, but you're saying that like it's something wrong with me because I don't have no, but I don't have a man either. I would rather the two be connected and be with the person.
True.
I'm sure a lot of people wanted that, and some people, like you said, nowadays they're they're teaching people that's okay, like that's something to strive for. You should never purposely go out and have a kid by yourself. Like, I mean, obviously you didn't do it by yourself, but just, you don't even want to be with that person and there's no future or nothing, and you're just gonna, like, that's
becoming the norm. That, and you know, the community, alphabet community. But I seen this girl the other day, she was posting, she was like, yo, the older I get, the more I'm getting comfortable where a family is just me and my kids. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you just getting used to the idea
also,
that...
A lot of guys say, especially if they don't have children, I hear a lot of guys say that they don't want women with kids, so it's harder. There are some men that would date them, but it's harder for women with children.
It's not even about what being hard. It's just that's so
I'm saying settling. That's why she's saying that, because she probably realized that she's having a hard time getting the guy that she wants.
100%.
She could probably find someone, 100%. But it may not be the number one 100%. Pick that she had in mind.
But don't give up. And don't give up on social media. We not gonna let you do that as a black man. I had to say something to step in, because I'm like, y'all, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, shorty, don't, but you should have heard how, you should have heard how she came at it. Like, she has a son, right?
Y'all feel some type of way about it. Why should she just be depressed?
I'm gonna tell you why.
She still got kids to take care of.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
She have a man or not,
this is how I approach
she
it.
Should be taking care of kids.
I said you have a son, right? So when he grows up, where's his place in that statement? That's what I said to her. She couldn't really answer that question, because that question, like, when she thought about it, like, if she's comfortable with not having a man in the family dynamic, if that's family to her, then when her son grows up, how is he gonna know, hey, that's family? So where's my place in this shit?
I think it's
at the end of the day. I understand, but she didn't understand that what she's saying is affecting her son's mentality as he grows up. When you make those type of statements, and when you have that type of shit in your heart, you have a resentment of what a family is supposed to be. So now you're changing the standard of what a family is. And now you're saying, oh, well, it's okay to just be in it. No, it's not. It's not okay to be in a single family raising your kid by yourself. And I told her that. I was like, yo, at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to do it by yourself. I understand that. But you don't accept the fact that, hey, nobody's ever going to come along. No.
Delusional and think you're gonna
it's delusional. It's delusional to not put out certain energy and accept it for your son. It's delusional to be like, look, because it's fucked up right now, there's no hope for me, and there's probably no hope for him too. When he grow up, what's having a family? He doesn't even have
I guess
he doesn't have the experience to see.
She don't have to announce that she feels that way.
That's what I'm saying.
And she should tell him, like, yeah, don't be like this.
You can't tell him now because that's how you really feel. So now he's gonna go off of what he sees. He's gonna go off what he sees instead of what is said.
The reality of it is, she does have a lesser chance of probably finding, or she need to lower her standards or whatever. But if she accepted the fact, she just didn't have to announce it. But that's the reality. Like unless she lowers her standard to a guy that she probably don't really like that or whatever, then it's not gonna be the 6-figure, 6 inches, 6 feet guy like that every woman wants, and then he's not gonna be faithful like that. He's not gonna be. He'll fuck you probably. But you're not going to get the top tier guy. Because why would the top tier guy, if he has no children and every woman wants him, why would he want to be responsible for 2 other children from someone else?
So when you go through things,
a lot of men hold on,
E. Let me ask you this.
Going off of what
listen, E. When you go through things in life, hardships that you feel like, yo, these are impossible to solve, at least today, right? You use words to encourage yourself, right? Do you do this or not?
At what point does it become
No, I'm just asking you, what do you do to encourage yourself? So my point is, there is a difference between accepting a fate because you feel like I'm just realistic and shit probably not gonna get better than this, and there is a difference between having that mentality and having the mentality of, look, shit might not be cool right now, but I'm not gonna sit here and tell myself shit that I can't change. I'm gonna tell myself shit I can change, or encourage myself to do better, even if it doesn't seem like there is a way. That's, you know what I mean? That's what I was trying to. That's not lowering your standards. No, that is thinking. It is. That is. Listen.
If most people, even regardless of what they look like or what their value is in the marketplace or whatever in dating, they want the top tier person.
Changing your standards is lowering your standards. So, it's just changing.
It is. If you want the top tier person,
you can't get the top. You can't get the top.
That's what I'm saying. But
you can't get the top.
A lot of women have that mindset.
Without you doing something to be valued for the top, you can't get the top. And in this situation,
so you have to be aware of that so that you can want to change things about yourself. In addition to saying, okay, I probably can't get that top tier, but this guy's a nice guy. He has children too. Some people have a bunch of kids that say they don't want nobody with no kids, and it's like, you sound crazy.
And it starts with encouragement.
Like, so you gotta. But it's not just encouragement. It's also taking accountability and recognize the situation that you're in and work on that field, on that level of what you're supposed to be.
Accountability for what? Being single?
Yeah, for the situation that you're in.
Whoa, that's a different.
Acknowledge
what
the situation that
what
you're
woman in. You know takes accountability for being single?
I'm not saying that they do it. But she did.
That's all I hear. That's all I hear. I don't hear though. I did this nigga dirty and he left me.
She's not.
I don't never hear that.
It's just me and my kids.
She is single by choice if she not staying with it.
She's saying that all her family is the older she gets is just her. Exactly, and I'm saying that is poor thinking. That's not thinking realistically. That is thinking negatively.
What do you think?
Because
you don't think that's thinking realistically?
That she's never gonna have a man in the house?
I mean,
she's an attractive girl.
She could get a man in the house, but is he gonna stay?
And that depends on who she is, not who he is.
Is she gonna get a man that's gonna take her out of her current situation? Probably not. So she gotta get whatever she can get at the end of the day. If anybody is dealing with somebody and they have a kid, they, you know, they're mildly attractive. You know what I mean? 6, 7, you know what I mean? And they may or may not be willing to have more children. All right. They not gonna really get a dude that don't got no kids. They not gonna really get no dude that really get a whole bunch of chicks. They not. Cause that nigga just gonna fuck them. He gonna fuck them and then he not gonna commit. The dude that's gonna commit, they still gonna have all these things that they want, but they gonna let them go just like that for some bullshit because they already had an inflated, right, high standards and shit. So you gotta deal with that mindset. And it's not easy to really find that out right away. You gotta, I mean, I would go slow, like, motherfuckers, you might see my crib, you might, you know what I mean, come in the house and shit, but you ain't really gonna really.
My point is, you're never gonna post, oh, it's looking like I'm just gonna be a single dad, cause you know what I'm saying? That's my point. You're never gonna post that. That's the equivalent of what I'm saying.
That's also confidence, right? Because
that's what I'm saying.
Why would I say
insecurity? Why are you so comfortable putting insecurities out on this social media shit? This shit is AI. It's artificial intelligence. It takes our thoughts and uses it against us. That's why people are saying this shit is like really a demon on some shit. Like, oh, we get all the technical, we get the magic, but there's a cost. Like, what's the cost? The cost is negativity, putting all this negative shit, energy on this shit. What you think it's doing with this shit? This shit is operated on
Tesseract.
On crystals, nigga. It's crystals in these phones, in each and every one of these phones. And we're putting all this like or dislike energy into this shit. You don't think it's doing something energy-wise with our shit? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just saying that. Like the people that I care about, the people that I love, I wouldn't put too much negativity out unless you understand that you're going to get that shit back. You see what I'm saying? Whatever you put out, you're going to get that shit back. So if you put out too much bullshit, you're going to get some bullshit back. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel karma is real, so I would tell the people that I fuck with, be careful with that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Me, personally, I never set out to do anything intentionally to hurt anyone or anything like that. So I would never do that. But I defend myself. So if a situation is not right and I don't feel comfortable in the situation, I would already put myself like, all right, oh, this person moving like this. I mean, after a certain period of time, if I'm seeing, like I said, with my other situation, if that shit's moving too fast, it's not gonna really work out because they're gonna want to impose their will on you. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of women that are successful in their life, like maybe they got this crazy fucking job, they do some shit. They want a dude that they could mold, kind of. Or they want a dude that's equally yoked. So either one or the other. Because they want you to lead them, but they have to feel like you're adequate to be a leader. So if you're not, they're going to try to do shit to fucking try to change you and shit.
Yo, in the Western world, that's just money. That's just money.
Really?
You can't move this motherfucker like they're not moved by what the fuck you saying. They're just moved by the bread.
That's a problem.
Unless we're talking about real love, but you know.
That's why it really gotta be that connection. Like I really feel like
that's why I said
you really gotta vet this person. And I know we don't like that shit, but I'm telling you, my 3 years shit don't fail. If I'm dealing with a chick for 3 years, she know what time it is.
I think y'all gotta vet each other. 100%.
We gonna be going on dates.
I just call it text.
We might go to Italy, yo. We might go to Italy in year 2. We might go to Italy. Like You know what I mean? Year 1 we might go. You never know.
Nigga said Italy.
You know what I mean?
You wanna go to Italy, bro?
I would love to go to
the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
I want to go to
the Love Tower, the
Eiffel
Lock
Tower?
Bridge. No,
Oh,
the bridge where like people put locks.
oh shit! Wow.
Like,
Santorini, Greece.
Santorini, Greece is fire.
Yeah.
I want to go to Barcelona.
Barcelona, that's fire. What's the shit with it be flooded and they be on the boats going under the bridge and shit? What's that shit? Is that Barcelona? It's like it be like the waterways and the nigga with the stick.
Oh, the gondolas. That's
yeah, that shit.
I think that's Rome, ain't it?
I don't know where it is, but that shit look fire.
That's Rome. That's Italy or Rome.
That shit look fire. Niggas be in
Florence.
Florence, yeah.
Florence, Italy.
Florence, Italy. I won't go to that shit just with the boat. But I want to do that anywhere though. I will go to Asia and do that on the little ferry dragon boats and shit.
Yo,
shit
niggas gotta go out of the country.
Facts.
You know what I mean? They don't want us to go to certain places though.
Facts. I want to go. I definitely want to see the pyramids. Like when I see them fucking giants in real time, I think certain people when they see these monoliths, something gets activated internally. Because I believe these people were rarely smart and they knew that certain people were gonna come and seek this out years after they are gone, and it probably has certain. It probably activates just like like certain keys when they are swiped like a key fob. They get swiped and they open certain doors. I feel like that shit work like that. Probably if you have certain amount of melanin inside of your DNA, and you know what I'm saying, shit get activated or some shit. I don't know.
The world is basically one giant time capsule, bro.
It really is.
Like we got everything is still here. We're still digging up, finding
still the Garden of
shit
Eden.
That's inside the fucking bottom of the ocean that we can't really get to because so many leagues down.
Like, everything was made for us.
The whole planet still has shit that we still can't explain, bro. That's been here for years. Catacombs and all different types of shit.
They have a herb that can heal every sickness known to man, nigga. That's crazy.
They said they got cursed.
That's crazy.
Cursed diamonds. I was watching Believe It or Not,
bro,
Fact or Fiction.
If they have blessed diamonds, they have.
They said they had
100%
cursed jewelry.
I believe it.
It was going through a whole list of all these different like shit that queens of England have wore, and they died, and like and everybody that's worn the crown has died. And, crazy.
Can't play.
One dude put the crown on, he died.
Yeah,
like it was
they have
crazy.
Furniture like that too, like a chair, somebody's chair, and it was like
just haunted and shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Everybody that's sitting, they tell her don't sit in a chair. Everybody that's sitting in it, they die.
I don't believe
they
that.
Wildin'.
I don't believe that a ghost that is in somebody's house like knocking shit over. I don't believe those are ghosts. I believe those are demons. And I believe the only spiritual energies that have any effect with this real world are they have to vibrate at a certain frequency. And I don't think ghosts could vibrate like how they had in Ghosts, the movie with Patrick Swayze and shit, and how he could focus his energy. No, you can't.
It hits slow.
You can't do that shit. Most you could probably do is you know what I mean, put yourself in a dream or some shit like that. But I think like if you see a spirit, I think that's probably a demon in disguise, or it could be an angel. It depends on what frequency is tapped into.
But why do these stories? A lot of these stories come from something bad that had happened at a place. Is that because of the demon?
That's why I said.
So Amityville is not a curse of the people who haven't passed on from being victims in this house. It's from the demons that's possessing
those
this house.
people started with the father, especially in Amityville horror.
Because he was
possessed.
So when he died, he gonna be
exactly.
evil. So his spirit was possessed.
But he's not a demon. That's a person.
He wasn't a demon. He was going through demonic possession when he was going through the house shit.
So he was possessed by a demon.
Yes, and when he died, he died. That's the demon that he gave his, soul to or whatever. Okay. Because that shit, like once you start fucking with the like.
So how did that whole thing come about with Amityville? Because it's still till this day still established as like a haunted part, but somebody lives there.
That's what they said. The guy killed his family, and that's who was possessed.
But people don't stay there long. Like people be living there, and they live there for like 3 years.
Would you play with Ouija boards? Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
I've never done it.
Good. Me personally, you would play with me.
I've seen all these movies.
Don't take that shit out on camera, because I'll leave.
I've seen all these movies.
I'll be right back.
I don't have no Ouija board.
And I've always thought about the idea of it, the beyond and all that stuff. But there was some things that was just more important to me than trying to figure that out for whatever reason. But I am
curious, like she is.
I do have an open mind opposed to what somebody previously told me. I am open minded.
You better relax.
Who said
didn't you want to see the devil Bible and shit, nigga?
Who said he was closed minded?
Oh my God.
Oh, girl said she was. Oh yeah, damn.
Somebody told you that?
Nah, we ain't gonna put that on camera, cuz.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
You gonna talk about it?
Nah, I ain't gonna talk about it. I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna say, I believe that there could be beyond realms, because if we do believe in different verses, like multiverse, you know what I mean? We believe in all of that.
Stop playing.
Then there's realms that we can't see outside of our physical wall.
100%. So you do believe that?
It's possible.
I think the Bible says they're children of angels. Do you believe that? It said all the monsters that we know are children of angels. Half man, half. That's why we got vampires, werewolves, all that.
But see, these are really good. These are really good stories. You know what I mean? So like, it's not just like.
Is that a myth or is it?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, are these? Where did these things come from?
That's it. I feel like at some point somebody believed that Zeus was real. At some point. And the evidence of that is a lot of these places that they speak of in these stories, they have like actual facts. Like they have locations that you could go, okay, this is Mount Sinai, or this is Mount this, or this is where they said they came down. And then you see what I'm saying? And you look at this shit, it's like, who made these structures? And who, you know what I'm saying? So,
and they see the ruins of the labors of Hercules, and they got 100%. Statues of Hercules, and they got statues.
It has validity.
All these. That's the thing. Bro. That's the only edge that you do, and then the other and the only thing to go against that is faith. But they had examples of stuff. They already had scriptures. They already had the Bible, but they had it in different areas of the world. They didn't have it worldwide yet. But then Rome got a hold of it, and then Rome started trying to spread it to everybody. So Rome tried to get the whole Europe influenced. Spain, feel me? Spain came into play. Now Spain trying to take over the world. And then it was after Spain. Did Spain conquer Rome or some shit like that?
I don't know about that.
There was a beef in Europe between Spain, because Spain was really trying to conquer everything. They was trying to influence the whole world, which they almost did. You know what I mean? They got South America, North America, Europe. They branched out their leadership all over different masses and continents all over the world. So that shit was crazy.
Spain was in Jamaica too.
Yeah,
You got a Spanish town and everything.
it was they couldn't get Asia, they couldn't get Africa, but they influenced most of the world, and that was like some crazy shit.
Yeah, because Asia and Africa too fucking big.
Oh, they was fighting, bro. The fucking
I know they
1600s and 1500s.
Nigga,
They was like fighting each other.
Sabusa was around back there, nigga.
Oh yeah,
Nigga.
nobody was going out like that. Like,
Fuck with Man Sabusa, cuz.
Listen, I seen this movie and Remy Ma
was in the movie? Oh shit.
Yo,
it was a
I
I heard some shit
Oh,
about
no.
I heard some shit about Remy too.
And
You just brought it up.
Tammy Roman from Basketball Wives was in it. And it's based on a true story. This lady, she had a daughter. Her sister, none of the rest of the family got along with the sister because she had went to jail. She was convicted of unaliving somebody. But she was out and they still didn't really deal with her like that. Like they didn't want to be around her. They didn't invite her to function and stuff. So Remy Ma played the child's mother. She had an aneurysm. So cause she kept coming around. Tammy Roman was the auntie and the sister of the mom, and she kept coming around. And she was like, I love you, sis. She was like, we gotta get, cause I guess growing up, your childhood was not good. Like she would just do stuff. I don't know. She never really said why, but it was because of that too, not just because she went to
The
prison.
aneurysm?
No, I'm saying why they didn't get along because she was like, she talked her into letting her take her daughter while she's in the hospital. So, cause she was in the hospital after she had the aneurysm. She had to like be treated and stay in there for a little while, whatever. And then they put her into foster care under the sister. And then she was crazy. She had other people downstairs in the basement that she had kidnapped or lured to the house, and she had them living down there, and she was collecting SSI or disability checks from them or whatever, and then making the women have kids and stuff so she can like get like that's how she was living, like basically off these people that she like kidnapped. And then some of them died because she would make them give birth down there or whatever. She wouldn't take them to the hospital or nothing. Like, so now she's doing this to her niece. She put her downstairs in the basement with her. She's making her and she was doing this for years. She was like 10 maybe, and then she was with her till she was like 16, 17. And she had her locked in the basement with these people, laying on a pallet on the floor, and they would be all dirty and stuff. I probably think she would let them shower. She was prostituting them too to get money. She made her. That's the first time she did anything. That's what happened. Like she made them. She would and she found this bum on the street, and she was like, "If I pay you, no questions asked. You gonna do what I say or whatever." And he's like, "Yeah," because she let him stay there. So he was like, he would bring them to the hotel and let so for the guys to so they could go get they was prostituting them or whatever. And this was going on she didn't start doing that until she was older. That's still young, but it was like 16. But she would do that with all of them. Even when the lady was pregnant, she had already, because she had a husband. I don't know if it was her husband or her boyfriend. He was there too, and he was helping her and her daughter. She had a grown daughter, probably like, I don't know, maybe in her 20s or 30s. And they all knew about it or whatever, and they would be talking to them crazy, making them clean up and cook for them. They would barely feed them. Some of them died, and then they would just bury the bodies around the house or whatever. And then the mother was looking for she had been looking for her the whole time because she was like, how do you let this happen? They said they went to where she lived, and it was some Asian people living there or something, and these people were black. So she wasn't there. She kept moving. And then the guy, because you know what? The guy at the at services, what is it called? Social services, he didn't do the background check on he didn't see that she had a criminal history or whatever. They're not supposed to you're not even supposed to have people in the house that got a record if you have a foster kid or something. So he didn't do a background check because he wouldn't have approved for her to stay there, even though Remy Ma said that she could. Well, it's not really her, but she played her in the thing. So she came to them, and then they was looking for her and stuff, and then eventually they found her, but she was like 17 or something. Like, for years she was just abused, and they would beat her too. They would burn some of the other people if they talked back, because these was grown people. It wasn't just like her niece was there since she was younger, and then she became a teenager. But like, and then they had kids. The kids was in the house. Like the people, like they made them have kids. They kept some of the kids, or the ones that didn't die, because one lady, she kept having babies because they wouldn't take them to the hospital. Like, so but they were stillborn, like a bunch of them or whatever. And then when she had them, then they brought them upstairs, but they were locked down in the basement, or the people that she was in. Her daughter moved, because she was like, she want to get out of the house or whatever. And she was like, all right, but you got to take these kids with you. And, she had her own kids. Like, so she moved to Atlanta or something. But then that's when they got caught, because the social worker came near, because he was trying to do a check, and she wouldn't let him in. And then because the lady was like, you dropped the ball on this one, and you didn't even do a background check, and now this lady's daughter is missing or whatever. So when he came and tried to get in, she wouldn't let him in, and then she left at night and moved out of town because he was trying to do a check to see how she was doing, because they couldn't never get in contact with her. So, and she was still getting money. I don't understand how they still giving you money. They should have turned that shit off. As soon as they couldn't get in contact with her, why would you still be paying her?
And what's the name of this?
It's called Girl in the Closet. Why? That's not funny, because it's a true story.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just the name sounded crazy.
Like, it was in the basement, but then when they moved to, when she left because the guy came looking for her, so then she moved in with her daughter after she had moved to Atlanta, and then they put the niece in the attic. It was like a little space, like, but it had a door, and they made her get in there and locked it up. And then that was where they found her at, and they got arrested and everything. But that junk was crazy, and I'm like, that was her sister. This is exactly why. Well, I don't think that nobody in my family would do that. But shit, you never know. People crazy.
The movie I watched with Christopher Reeve, yo, like that movie was bugged out, yo. It's called Bump in the Night. That movie was crazy. Like, came out in 1991. Christopher Reeve, before he had his accident. Yeah, it was 91. Yeah, it was a pretty good movie, yo. Who was the dude that was going against him? Dude that was going against him was
The Year of the Libras.
I don't even know who the dude was. I don't know who none of the people was except for Christopher Reeve. The woman that was the kid's mother looked like Christopher Reeves too. I was like, yo.
That's his sister.
I don't know, yeah. She had a short haircut. She had the same mouth. I was like, yeah, that's Christopher Reeve.
Stupid as fuck.
He was playing two roles.
He was
do that.
Nah. It was a lady.
Medea.
He played Can you say a molester on YouTube?
I don't know. Don't say it again.
Oops. Sorry.
You can't say nothing.
One of the
I
mole
know.
people.
But that's what he was.
He's a mole people.
And he had already been convicted. Chester, there you go, thank you. He was a Chester, and he
rhymes with Chester.
He got some time for it. He did like 5 years or something. He had a family of his own. His family, obviously, they left him. Now he's living by himself, trying to be back a part of society or whatever. But secretly, he gets tapes of these kids. And the person I normally
This is Christopher Reeve.
His character was the dude that liked to watch it.
I wonder why.
So then he got
Child corn. And then he got.
I would never play that even as an actor.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He got the kids from the person I gave him the videos and met up with the kids, took them out, and then was supposed to give the kids back to their family.
I ain't gonna say that. Let me just shut up.
And the mother didn't even know because the mother was drunk. The mother was a drunk writer. She had got a Pulitzer and everything, and she was like just drunk. And her husband left her.
That's what happened.
And the kid was going to a private school, but he was walking to go to school by himself. And then this one day, this guy picked him up and was trying to take advantage of him.
That's crazy.
And
the demon is in here.
And he hid in the attic. Why would he
say that? So it might just be that time, my boy. Shit crazy. You don't hear these noises, nigga?
What?
I thought it was Nana, but she over there. That came from the kitchen. It came from beneath the sink. It was a Goosebump book called that.
That was my shit.
That sounds like a good movie. I'll watch that.
What?
What you were just talking about.
Oh, the Christopher Reeve joint? Yeah. It's not that old, because I know you don't really like nostalgic movies.
If I've watched old movies I've watched New Jack City 1,000 times.
No, but I'm saying, would you watch a movie that was made in the 80s?
If I've already seen it, I've watched.
If you've never seen it,
I've watched like Halloween.
Did you watch Prince of the Dead?
Kiss of the Dead.
No, Prince of the Dead.
Oh,
Prince of Darkness.
Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
Is that black and white?
No, it's in color. But it's old. It's like niggas had the old mustaches, the handlebar mustaches.
It's with Donald Pleasance.
So I know, yes, it is from Halloween.
The dude from Halloween.
He old as fuck.
Yeah.
So if he was young,
he wasn't really that young. He still had a bald head. He was still short. He was still the same little Santa Claus, Dr. Robotnik.
Watch this movie. This movie gave me nightmares when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure it would just be scary now, but it wouldn't be the same.
You know what scared me when I was a kid?
What?
Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood is wild. My nigga Crazy K and shit.
Yo! Whew!
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Crazy K, yo.
Oh, you want the shit?
He was just a hood nigga misunderstood.
Who?
Really passed away.
Who?
That was from the person too. Hakeem.
Hakeem, yeah.
Hakeem.
Didn't he pass?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Why did these
R.I.P.
niggas die?
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Andell.
Oh man, them niggas died.
Bernie Mac was up there.
I don't think none of them niggas who are in that show.
Yes, it is. Brandy is alive.
Oh,
Ray
she was
J.
in that shit? They was in that shit?
Oh no, the park. Well, it was a spinoff from.
No, I wasn't talking about the Parkers. I was talking about the what's the name? Tales from the.
Tales from the Hood.
Who else was in there? No, they're not. The guy from the puppet, he's still alive.
He's still alive?
He and stuff. The light skinned dude with his nose with the one with the puppet. He was like a politician or something, and he fell down the stairs and broke his neck.
Oh, he's still alive?
The white dude?
No, he was mixed.
Or the black dude?
He black, but
Oh,
he's
okay.
light-skinned.
I know you
mixed.
talking about. That's Spike Lee boy. I forgot his name.
Yeah, but he's still alive.
He played in mad movies.
Clarence Williams did die.
Yeah. Shout out to.
Stacy is alive because you know.
Stacy is alive.
I didn't even know that was Stacy.
We need it, yeah. We need that now, y'all just figured it out now. I'm like, oh shit, he was in that shit, yo. Damn, Stacy was in Tales
the
from
one
the
with
Hood,
the
nigga.
Kango.
Remember?
The one with the Kango when they went in the
Went in the house.
Oh yeah. That was when he was
crazy.
dumb young though.
Yeah.
He was dumb young.
Crazy.
His clothes was mad baggy, although y'all mad skinny.
Yo, that's wild.
And he was a gangster in that. He always played Stacy crazy. For
He
real.
played same character. That's
Yeah.
him. That's him for real.
He
was
should have.
crazy.
He should have played.
He
He should have played
he was a
Easy
football.
A. Yeah. He should have played Easy A.
That shit crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he could have.
He had the Jerry curls, everything. He looked just like Go.
He definitely could.
He said he got some trauma from that movie.
Wow.
Remember that movie? I don't know what it was called, but it was him, Richard T. Jones, the dude from the wood, the dark skinned dude, and they got arrested, and then Stacy got raped in prison.
Whoa. Oh yeah, I remember that
He was
movie.
like, he had some psychological trauma from that. Like he broke down and cried one time because he was like, I guess it felt obviously they didn't really do it, but just like
Yeah,
Yeah, psychological. Yeah, he had to play a nigga that got penetrated. That shit is crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
I couldn't even play like that. Like, to be honest with you, he might have went through some shit to get those type of roles or to get stereotyped and be first picked. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not implying nothing, but I'm just saying, like,
that's what Cat Williams said.
For a lot of these actors, they go through whatever to get these parts, and they'll never be the same. Like, fucking Johnny Depp said he don't even watch this shit. It's like he disassociates himself with the characters. It's like, it's like, yeah, that's crazy that you have to, because you're really tapping into something that's not you.
People be acting like it's them. They be getting mad at the people. They be like, Tariq, what the fuck?
The character, yeah.
For real, yo.
100%.
Tariq be pissing niggas off.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Bro,
even Fab said it. It's
real shit. But that's wild.
I swear I hate you little niggas more than Tariq or something.
Fab always say relevant bars. I call that.
He always talking about current event, current shows.
Something relevant. He gonna give you something that you can relate with. I call those cheap pops. Yeah, nigga, you go to different towns when you wrestling and shit, and you say, "Yo, you know where the best place to be? Connecticut." Shit is funny, yo. Lighters out.
Put your lighters up.
Uh-oh. I need yours, Smiley.
Told me to pick my friends like I pick my fruit.
Let's talk about Erika Badu.
You don't want
What happened with Erika Badu?
Erika Badu
a positive influence.
is a beautiful
You heard that?
What was that?
He said my auntie or somebody told her, pick your friends like you pick your fruit. If you're not gonna be a positive influence in my cipher, they kick rocks.
Yeah.
That's what Erika Badu said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds good.
Yeah.
But, you know.
That's what I said. Leave them as soon as they put their hands on you.
Okay. I respect that. I can't, you know what I mean?
That's what they should do, but obviously people stay on both sides in an abusive relationship.
all the time. It's just sad.
They be like, I know it's me. Just like, why did I get married? That was so sad because somebody is living that life. Like she was big, and Richard T. Jones was in that too, and that was her husband, and he would be calling her fat and just being mean to her, and he was sleeping with her best friend. And she came on a trip with them, which I don't even know why they did that, because it was a couple's trip. Like everybody else was in a relationship, she came there with them or whatever.
She came to fuck.
Yeah, but
she
that was like I wouldn't have even invited my friend. Like, why are you inviting her and it's a couple? Then that's weird. It's a couples thing. Everybody else is a couple, and she by herself.
What you say it was? It was grimy.
Yeah, because what he was saying about her, he was so mean. And then she was like, it's me, I know it's me, or whatever, right? Her friend fucking him on the low and shit. They go shopping, and she tells her, oh, go get this, he gonna love you and this girl, some lingerie or something. And then she put the shit on, and mind you, she's fucking him, and you gonna go pick out some lingerie for her. You're a sociopath. Like, why would you? Why are you doing? So then she she put it on at night. She come to the room. She was like, I got something for you, whatever. And he was like, he started laughing at her. He started cracking up. He was like, where you get that? She was like, Sheila said you would like it. She was like, Sheila set you up. Why she tell you that? She was like, he was like, all right. He was cracking up. He was like, he was cracking up. He was like, turn off the light. You're starting to glow. Looking like the cow that jumped over the moon.
Who wrote that shit?
That's a Tyler Perry.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
But I'm like, isn't that messed up? Like, why would you say
all his movies are messed up?
So then she left. She ended
Only
up...
movie that's not messed up is the action movie that he did. What was it? Alex Trebek. What was this shit called?
It wasn't Alex.
That wasn't his shit though. That wasn't his shit.
Alex Cross.
That was from James Patterson, bro.
There you go.
So Alex Cross.
So all of his movies is fucked up. So towards the black men and the black community.
But Alex Cross, you remember the movie Along Came a Spider? I was watching that shit the other day. Shout out to Morgan Freeman. I was watching that, that series is a really crazy series.
That could be a situation.
Even the Medea shit. It's like it's a grown ass man in a dress. What we doing?
He about to have a story. It's about to be, what is it called? Maxine's son?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, the documentary came out. I ain't watching that.
I mean, I'm all about black excellence, you know what I mean? Shout out to Medea for Women's History Month.
Wow, Smiley. Wow, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Medea woman to you, cuz?
On his knees.
Hold on. Let me get this question apart. Let me set this aside right quick. Hold on, E. Is Medea a woman to you? You think he, she, or whatever you identify it as? You know what I'm saying?
Now
let's character.
Now, right.
Character
right.
Of what?
Now let's dive.
For what?
Like they say.
Because
what's the character, E?
Let's dive.
What is the character? Fuck if it's funny or not. What's the character?
A character, him dressing like a woman.
A woman, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
This dude went on a dress.
Exactly.
He made his money off of a dude wearing a dress.
Most of it.
So she's a woman on the show. On the show. Yo, if he accepted his awards as Medea, that should be crazy.
I mean, he has to.
That movie with Blair Underwood is so damn sexy. But that movie, he was beating his wife, and Lynn Whitfield was her mother, and she was like, "Now you better go back and fix it. Whatever you did, stop doing it or whatever." But she talked to him too and told him, "Don't hit her." But what you mean? Whatever you did, stop doing it. Like she didn't even do anything either. He just smacked the shit out of her. Like if she fell, like he would always be hitting her. And she like, "You put your hands on my door." But she had like a whole side deal going on with the husband,
Smacked her
because
like
she wanted
J.D.
her to stay. So she was leaving him, and her sister was like, no, but you're right. That is another movie by him. I forgot what that movie is called. But yeah, he was abusing.
Yeah,
Blair Underwood.
Is he married?
Blair Underwood?
No. Tyler Perry.
No.
He not?
Is he? I don't know.
I think he is. I thought he was.
I don't think
To
so.
a man.
Yeah.
Yo, let me see. Let's
I
look it
don't
up.
think so. I don't think he came out yet.
Let's see. I heard he had a daughter.
He might. I think he probably got married.
Somebody
but
said he
I don't know if he stayed
another
married.
actor.
Let's see.
I mean, how they know?
Because they said he worked with him. He was like, he's definitely.
You could work with a nigga and not know he's gay. I promise you, it's easy.
What you mean?
I promise you, it's easy because I've seen motherfuckers that came in that I was told was gay.
What? That's how much the movie.
Yeah, that's his net worth.
Yeah, he up there.
Yeah, his house was in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. That was his house where he dragged.
I'm team Monique though, yo.
Oh, and you're right. And then Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Shitting on he shits on black families every movie, yo. Every one of them.
But he did say he based his character off of I did see this part of the documentary that he based his stories
off negative accounts of black people and going through some real shit. That's still negative. Why don't you pick positive situations and say, hey, let's talk about what happened to Harriet Tubman or some shit like that. Let's fund this shit. No, you're gonna put out your shits on all of the drama and trauma of black families.
He was like his mom and her friends would be talking. He would hear his mom friends telling stories of their relationships.
What my nigga say to Chance the Rapper brother? He was like, Chance the Rapper brother was like, well, I identify as bi. And fucking FB, what's the nigga name? The Chicago nigga? He was like, yo, in Chicago, we identify that as gay.
Right.
I was like, oh,
that nigga FBG Maine or whatever.
Yeah, that nigga. I was like, yo, them niggas is crazy. But I don't know. I mean, if he is, he is. If he's not, he's not. I'm just saying all his movies don't shed good lights on the black community. Even if he is drawing from real references, let's get some real shit that is like just all good and doesn't dramatize.
Be funny too.
Of course, but funny isn't good. It's just funny. Like, you know what I mean? Like fucking Anchorman was funny as fuck. Like, but I didn't gain anything from, you know what I'm saying? Just for laughs. You know what I'm saying?
It was based on true events.
That's what I'm saying. Like fucking what's the name? Spike Lee. Spike Lee has a movie that depicts Malcolm X. Now, it wasn't all good, but it was good overall because it showed him in a light that we didn't fucking get taught in school. Because did you get taught about Malcolm X? Did I get taught about Malcolm X in school? Yeah. Did you get taught? Not like in detail. We didn't know how old he was. We didn't know he was of mixed race. We didn't know his father got hanged. You know what I'm saying? We learned all of this shit from the book, right?
In school. We did talk about black history in school.
Now, I'm not saying black history. I'm saying we spent more time talking about Martin Luther King than Malcolm X because guess what? We have a day for Martin. Martin pushed an agenda before he got assassinated that was with the dynamic of what was going on in America at that time. As soon as he changed his mind, it was like, look, this isn't going to work. This old way that I was thinking isn't going to work. They said, nah, we can't have that. And he was off. I'm just saying, like, America has a way of highlighting certain black heroes and demonizing others, right? They did a good job of demonizing Malcolm because you don't know much about Malcolm more than you know about Martin. Because guess what? Martin was on the side of...
I know about the same much about both of them.
You do?
Yeah.
So why does one get a day and why do you think one got a day and one doesn't?
I don't know.
Exactly. There has to be a reason though.
They
didn't do it for nothing.
Isn't it obvious?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think it's super obvious, but you know,
it's because you know one had a more laid back approach, and one had a more aggressive approach.
You should die for your beliefs. You know what I'm saying?
And
Which
not
is
only that,
very radical.
the team, right, extremely radical, and his team is still, till this day, still around. The Nation and the Fruit are still around.
Yeah, but they try
till
to,
this day.
you know, the CIA, the Alphabet Boys, the other Alphabet Boys, they made sure they kind of separated Malcolm from his own people type shit, especially at the end.
They did, but people know the truth. Like most of the people that's older than me know the truth. You know what I mean? And giving that fruit, that knowledge to us so that we can encourage other people with that information. But it doesn't mean to stop trying to be great or trying to move to the next level because you got these things that probably happened to us or whatever, these leaders. I think Malcolm X should have a day. I think Marcus Garvey should have a day. I think Frederick Douglass should have a day. And Harriet Tubman should have a $20 bill and all this other shit. I believe it because this country was built off the backs of us. So, and when I say us, a lot of people be like, well, it wasn't you. You ain't do it. Yeah, but I'm still enduring some of the affliction from that.
Exactly.
That's the reason that I can't get a loan. It's not, I got to build my credit up. I don't have credit built up with my family so that I can just go and get the car that I want. I have to build that up myself, and I have to teach my kids to do that. Or I have to start doing that early right now so my kids don't have to worry about doing that. And then when they have kids, they're able to use, you know what I mean, and so forth. But we don't have that generational wealth. We have a huge gap where we should have had all of these things happening to us because we didn't get our rights when everybody had it. So both of these guys were fighting the same fight, but one was encouraging us to be more Republican and one was encouraging us to be more Democrat. It was a left-right thinking. That's the difference. And because they had a Democrat that came into power to support Martin Luther King's agenda, that made him one of the leading dudes. He wasn't sitting on a podium with Malcolm X. That's my guy. But he wasn't up there with him. He was up there with Martin Luther King. You know what I mean?
Who?
JFK. Because he wanted, you know what I mean? He wanted that. He wanted us to have civil rights. And for us to have civil rights is, you know, the Malcolm X and their regime,
they were on the country. Real civil rights.
We don't want
what?
We want the same stuff that you got to do whatever we want to do. That's what they wanted. Not you can come in our bathrooms. Not you can start your business. There was still prejudice. So we still couldn't like make that new Black Wall Street that we wanted. Couldn't do it again. I mean, it was still difficult. And now it's getting a little bit easier, but now it's like everybody's stuck in that mindset like we can't do it. But that's because people don't have that idea to get together. So everybody got to do it on their own. You got to get it from the mud. Everybody got to get it from the mud. And then when you get it from the mud, then you bring everybody together. If you can. If they don't fuck with it, then you keep it moving. You know what I mean? But you try to bring as many as you can. You can't fit everybody on the ship. You know? Some people gonna have to make their own.
But I think
But you could teach them how to do it though.
I think us as a people, we should stop worrying about what we could do individually and start thinking about what we could do as a group, because if the enemy is trying to separate us, it must be for a reason.
You said stock up on your cans.
It must be power and unity, and that's why they don't want us to unify. I mean, look at history. It's just like, why would they go after the Black Panthers if they were just, focusing on the Black community? They wasn't, you know what I mean? They wasn't killing police officers, and they wasn't sagging their pants. They wasn't doing all these things that they demonized us for, and they were correcting these things. So why did the government specifically go after them? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, these are the questions we we never get the answer for. We just settle for, oh, that's just the way it is. It's like, yo, that's sometimes if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Facts.
You're gonna fall at some point.
100%, but you gotta focus on what you can stand on for it to matter. Cause if you ain't standing on nothing, then what you gonna, you know what I mean? Why even get up?
They said that means something that AT&T went down that day, and then after that, Facebook went down.
It could be two things.
They're testing. They're doing some things to see how we react. And something big is coming.
I think it could be two things. One thing it could be is the sun and the solar flares. I believe that's very, very real. And another thing that it could be is war, and they found a way to knock out our power grid, which could be a real thing too. So.
That's why they trying to take that.
Y'all better vote. Y'all better vote wise, because the current president got us about to go to war. You heard? And if shit go left, the money ain't gonna matter. Shit's gonna be crazy. No more clean water. We gotta defend for ourselves. We gonna have to learn how to fish.
Get some goat.
It's like we better get cool now. We better figure it out now, cause we ain't gonna be. I'm telling you, the government ain't gonna help us. The government got them bunkers for them. They got the bunkers ready for them. They are not ready for us. And they gonna be locked down. And we're gonna think it's to keep the zombies out. No.